Hi everyone, Matt and Ben here from Tribeca Financial. We're going to digest the federal budget in this video and talk about what's in it for you.
Yeah, the big one that impacts absolutely everybody or every Australian household is the energy bill relief. So the government are providing $300 to every Australian household. It's not means tested. It will be available at $75 per quarter. But the real big takeaway from that is use it as a prompt to review your bills. So look at your energy, look at your gas bills, even look down to telephone and internet. In the description box below, we've included a link to the Victorian government website where you can review all your household bills. Another big change that affects a lot of people is the changes to HECS help debt. So previously it was linked to inflation. Now the interpretation has been changed, so it's linked to the lower of inflation or wage growth. So historically for last financial year, it's gone from 7.1% down to 3.2%. This coming year, was estimated at 4.7, now estimated at 4%. So someone who has a $10,000 HECS help debt, it's about $448 of credit that they'll get.
So that means even from last year, people who had the 7% indexation rates, which was quite controversial at the time, they'll get a refund for what was paid if they did pay that rate. And you might see that in your tax return this year. Make sure you capture that, put it to where it needs to go. Another of the changes is an increase to aged care funding. I think the takeaway for this is if you have someone in your life, a parent or another family member who needs help with either at-home care or permanent residential care, that they get the support they need. One that we often see that people don't or they're not aware of is at-home care. So there's lots of at-home care packages that a majority of people in their 70s, 80s can apply for. It might help with things around the house like cleaning, mowing lawns, cleaning gutters, getting meals delivered, and just make sure that people in your life who need this help are getting this help.
We want to cover a few topics that have already been spoken about, already been legislated and already in place, but are really, really important to highlight.
So from July 1st, there'll be tax cuts that affect most households. Someone on a $100,000 salary will save $2,100 a year. It's about $40 a week, so make sure you put that to productive use. Avoid it being lost to lifestyle creep, which is a common thing when these things happen. Pay rises, tax cuts can just disappear into the ether. Make sure you capture it straight away and put it where it needs to go. It also means that this financial year we're in right now, before June 30th, the tax deductions will probably be worth more this year than they will be next year. So be strategic with that. Make sure that any that you could get over the next year or so, if it might make more sense to claim them this year, then do that. What about paid parental leave changes, Ben? So we're both expecting kids in the next 6 months.
Yeah, very hot topic in the Tribeca world. So from 1 July, the paid parental leave will increase from 20 weeks up to 22 weeks, with the eventual increase of getting to 26 weeks in a few years' time.
Pay for someone who's expecting might go from $17,000 to about $19,000. Make sure that you plan that in with your overall income plan if you are having a kid or if you know someone who's having a kid and they understand how they're going to get by from a cash flow perspective. You can also be strategic with this. So if you have 2 years to claim paid parental leave, if you claim it in a financial year that makes more sense for tax reasons, that might be a good idea.
The other big change is the super contribution caps are increasing. So the current concessional contribution is increasing from $27,500 up to $30,000, and the non-concessional going from $110,000 to $120,000 per annum. That also has an impact on the bring forward and carry forward rules that are linked to both of those contributions.
Yep, that's a big one, especially the $30,000 tax deductible contributions. Big way to make the most of your retirement planning or to get money into that lower tax environment. And finally, another change that's happened this financial year is the interpretation of financial advice fees and the deductibility of those. It's not actually legislative change, it's more the interpretation of legislation that's changed. So financial advice fees are now seen more as similar to an accountant's fee, so you can claim the portion that relates to tax planning. This is retrospective, so it applies to this financial year we're in right now. So you may be able to get a tax deduction for advice you've already received. Ongoing financial advice fees continue to be tax deductible when they're related to investment advice. Talk to your financial planner about what portion of your fee is tax deductible and make sure you're getting advice when you need it.
Thanks for sitting down with us today. If you need any more information or have any further questions or seeking advice, please don't hesitate to give us a call at the office.